me. I am Siloam Lackey, and I am here to give you the best of the boss life, the behind the scenes. And today we have here Bobby Penn. She is a celebrity brand coach and a writer, and she has written for the Grio, Revolt, and Hello Beautiful. How are you?
I'm excellent, Queen. How are you?
Good. So I just want to start off saying, because you're writing for 3 different media publications, how do you manage all of this and being a brand coach to like other people? How are you managing all of this?
Ooh, Google Calendar, sis, and prayer. um, no, definitely I've had to learn how to prioritize and how to compartmentalize. Everything is not an emergency, and learning that really quickly has helped me adapt, even though we kind of are in an emergency situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just fortunately, I already kind of had systems in place that are helping me navigate all of this, but organization and prioritization, those are 2 keys to keeping it all together.
Perfect. And even with like being a brand coach and dealing with this pandemic all at the same time, like how has that changed what you're doing?
It's been interesting. So my intention was not to be this super freelancer. That was kind of supposed to just be my side hustle. Due to the pandemic, companies started cutting their budgets, and in turn, the company that I was hired for had to make some really tough decisions. And I was one of the people that they laid off. You know how it is, last one in, first one out sometimes. But I do feel like I learned a lot while I was there. And fortunately, my employer, we still have a great relationship, and she's been able to help me continue my business and my practice, which is amazing. You know, how many employers do that? To also touch on, as it relates to the publications that I write for, my subject matter has changed. I'm primarily an entertainment or celebrity writer. That's usually where I focus. But with the pandemic, we've had to discuss beauty and sustainability in a new way for Hello Beautiful. Revolt, which when they launched as a network was known as the #1 source for hip hop, has turned more towards social justice and covering activists and what's happening on the ground in various cities. So, and definitely based here in Houston, Texas, I attended the memorial service for George Floyd, and I was able to interview the police chief and some other mourners who came out and wanted to show their condolences and support. So it's been very much an interesting time in journalism, and I definitely take pride and I have honor in the capacity that I have in documenting this unique time in history.
Yeah, definitely. And so that's kind of like a big change, going from doing like the celebrity news into pretty much like stepping into like politics, because when you talk about social justice, like you really can't talk about it without becoming political, because it has everything to do with the government. So I'm sure, like, you know, just taking that from going from the celebrity news and then going into politics, has it changed, like, you know, your thought of your career when you like first started as opposed to like now, as far as like where you're probably going to go with it in the future?
I'm not sure. So my approach to entertainment journalism has always been very much an idea of being a documentarian. Is that if that's the right word, to document the culture. So I've been very intentional to avoid gossip. You know, I think that I've been able to establish my space within the entertainment industry by those ethics and holding a certain moral standard. Furthermore, when I took on a previous full-time position in radio as online editor with Radio 1, that really was further catalyst or further push for me to be fluid in what I'm able to write about or document. So I've had to do breaking news. Literally, my first few months in Dallas in radio, there was the police shooting. So I'm coming into radio thinking I'm about to just be interviewing rappers, and like press conferences to hear about police, you know, like, so I'm grateful for those experiences that pushed me out of my comfort zone and prepared me for a time such as this. So I'm looking forward to my continued maturization. You know, I've been doing this for almost 15 years now. So
Yeah.
that's like a lifetime. Essentially, I think differently, I move differently, I've seen a lot. So I'm just excited for, like I said, the doors that are being opened at this time. While this time is challenging and uncertain for a lot of people, there is a lot of possibility. So I'm just choosing to focus on that and lean
Yeah.
into.
Yeah, and 15 years is a really long time. And I'm sure you've been around like a lot of other documentarians and brand coaches. And so to be in the game that long, you know, you got to be really good at what you're doing. So if you were to meet someone, you know, young, you know, someone who just, you know, grammar school, high school said, oh, I want to be a reporter, I want to be a documentarian, or I want to be a brand coach, like what kind of advice would you give
Um, I'm excited for you. It's a great time to be interested in those things. We're discussing brands and business and finance differently than we ever have in our lifetime.
them? Yeah.
It's funny you're saying this. I actually have a little cousin. She's 7. She's so lit. She wants to be a journalist as well. And like,
Really?
she's so cute when she does her little like practice videos and sends them to me. So
Mm-hmm.
what I tell anybody, whether
Mm-hmm.
you're a child or an adult, is to just get started. That's the easiest way to get
Right.
better, is to do it. You have to get on the bike
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to ride it, right? Like you can't just read about it. You have to actually do it. So that would be my first thing, would be to build your own brand. Start with yourself. And that's how you learn what you're capable of. You can challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Another thing would be to find mentors, and it's awesome if you have a mentor as somebody that you can personally talk to and have a relationship with, but that's not the only way to have a mentor. You can just identify someone that you
Mm-hmm.
admire and slowly begin to emulate their positive qualities and positive traits. To be
Mm.
honest, that's how I learned a lot just beginning out, was just watching what the big brands were doing and
Yeah.
seeing how I could incorporate what they do, how I could improve upon things that they do that I think they could do better, and how I can infuse my own flavor, my own energy into the situation. So study, learn, get out
Yeah.
there and like be a part of what you are interested in. YouTube is an amazing resource. So instead of just sitting on there watching kids unbox toys, you can start typing in
Right.
the things you're interested in and just listen to
Yeah.
people tell you their experience.
Yeah, because you also have, I mean, you write for Revolt, Hello Beautiful, and the Grio, but you also have the bobbypin.com. Tell us a little bit about that also.
Yes, the bobbypin.com is my baby. That's where I started.
Mm-hmm.
I created my platform, lifestyle and entertainment website, in 2010 when I graduated from undergrad. I was coming
Mm-hmm.
out. I had had internships with the newspaper. I wrote for the student-run newspaper. I had interviewed a couple of celebrities already. So I just knew that when it was time for me to enter the job market, that doors were going to fling open and I was going to get my dream job. That didn't happen. I kept being told that you didn't have enough experience. And I'm sure
Mm.
we've heard these conversations a lot online from
Yeah.
recent grads, where it's like you do all this time studying and then they tell you you don't have enough experience. So I created my website as sort of a living resume, and that's still how I treat it. So I originally just wanted to prove that I could do the work that you guys are saying that I
Right.
can't do. And it's been really amazing to watch it grow and manifest into what it has today. My plan was never to be a public figure. I'm grateful that I've been able to
Yeah.
venture into television and radio, but like really none of that was the plan. I just wanted to write for a magazine. And so I started my own publication, and here we are now. I'm writing for these magazines, and it's like,
Yeah, exactly. And so, with that being said, coming straight out of undergrad, thinking you're gonna get like this, you know, bam, I'm about to be popping, and then
yes.
all of a sudden it's like, okay, no, you're not that experienced, and then you have to start your own business to pretty much put yourself out there. Like, what has been the hardest part of your journey so far?
Girl, all of it. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, the phrase enjoy the process is really
Mhm.
important, and that has been a hard lesson for me to learn. I can be a bit of a perfectionist. I can be a little bit impatient. I'm a
Yeah.
very passionate person. Everything I do, I give 110%. So it's frustrating and it's hurtful when it feels like that isn't respected or appreciated or seen.
Hmm.
So just working through that and knowing that um, it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Has really helped me just keep going. But I've definitely seen a lot of rejection. I've gotten a lot of no's, girl. I've lost a lot of money. I have been in situations where I literally have not had a chance because I have given everything to building this, to seeing this dream through. You know what I mean? Like, this takes equipment, this takes web hosting, you know, it's not like a free ride. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of setbacks, but I truly believe that they have made me a better person, a better professional, but also a better human, a better person, because I have had challenges. I'm able to be empathetic and compassionate towards others. And I think that helps me also be a better storyteller.
Perfect. And so if anyone out there pretty much wanted to connect with you, as far as publications, as far as just like keeping up to date with what's going on in politics, I know that you were doing the interviews. It was posted onto your Instagram. So that was really dope. How can people get in touch with you?
Yes. So first off, I love the gram. You guys can hit me up over there at Bobby Pen, BOBBYPEN. My email address is in my bio. You can also click the email button. That should pop up and you can actually see it. And I want to mention that because sometimes if you don't have an email app on your phone, it's open. So anyway, that's one way to do it. Of course, you can visit thebobbypen.com, THEBOBBYPEN.com, and you can click on my consulting tab. Leave me a message of what you're working on. I can definitely help you with that. I also have a new ebook that can help you build your brand, 5 Principles of a Poppin' Brand. That's available on Amazon as well as my website. And I have a podcast where I talk to amazing creatives and other artists and entrepreneurs and executives within various industries to understand how they were able to turn their passion into a profession. So it's called the Put Yourself On Podcast, and it's literally available everywhere. So you can find me. I'm everywhere, guys.
We love that. Girl, you are popping. You're doing all of that. See, we didn't even know you had a book. Thank you for telling us your book out there.
I got a book, sis.
We can't even wait to see that. That's a whole different, realm. She's like, I should have been like, she's an author too. Like, hello. Well, Bobby, thank you so much for joining us today at CEO and Her. We're just so excited, to be able to grasp some knowledge for you, dive into your journey, and we just appreciate you sharing that information with us and all of our viewers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And until next time, you guys, check us out online at www.ceoandher.com. Thank you.